I had this pretty old Nerf gun and a pretty cool idea. This is how it went. Please consider subscribing. Enjoy. And yes, this is my real voice.
That's a lot of damage.
Okay, I've gone ahead and I have laid down how the electrical components are supposed to work within the Nerf gun. So as you can see, we're going to be using a servo motor for the trigger. Then we're going to be using an Arduino Nano. I'm actually going to use a Mega to control it. And then we're going to be using a separate power supply. So the Nerf itself actually used a 4.5 power supply, but I thought that was really weak, and so I wanted to pump it up to 9 volts. And so I'm actually going to go inside and change that battery and then connect it to the main motors of the Nerf gun. And then I'm going to control that using a transistor, as you can see here. I'm not gonna go too in depth with the code. Right now I just want to lay down the simulation so that I can then start soldering and laying out the electrical components.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Brilliant! I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
So just finished writing the code and I checked that it completely works. So I'm not gonna go too much in detail on how it works or how I actually did it, but everything that I use, all my materials and my codes and my simulations are gonna be down in the description. So if you do want to download the code and check it out yourself, I completely recommend you guys do it. So basically the code, there's two parts to it. There's the transmission part and there's a receptor part. Because I wanted this Nerf gun to be wireless, I'm using these radio wave transmitters and radio wave receptors. And so basically what the transmission does is that it reads the serial monitor for user input, and then it translates all of that into data that can be sent through the radio transmitter. And then it does the opposite in the other side. It grabs that data from the radio waves and translates it into data that can later be translated into user action. Which kind of sounds really complicated, but it really isn't. I'm planning on doing a tutorial specifically on radio transmission so you guys can have a better idea on how that works. So basically what I have to do is just open the serial monitor. So the transmission, I'm using a Arduino Nano, and for the receptor that's connected to the gun, I'm using an Arduino Mega. But it really doesn't matter which one you're using. I just did it because it was more convenient. So let's say I get the Nano and I just do the command for motor on. It turns on the motor. The 2 is to pull the trigger, turn off the motor. Then this is called Rain of Fire, so it's just in succession. Bah, 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 bah. So I've implemented tons of other super cool codes into this. So now that the code is finally ready, we can go see and check out the final product.
Hey, that's pretty good.